She thought it was just a nightmare she wanted to forget, but the man she accidentally spent the night with was her best friend's uncle, the cold, abstinent CEO whose heart no woman had ever melted, until her innocent kiss rewrote his destiny. Subscribe now to this channel for more heart-wrenching, soul-shaking miracle love stories that will make you believe in fate again. The night had been a blur of rain, music, and betrayal when Alara stepped into that party, a celebration hosted by her best friend Mia's family, a night that was supposed to be filled with laughter and friendship, not the kind of cruel fate that would change her life forever. She was never the kind of girl who attracted trouble. Gentle, hard-working, a girl with dreams too big for her small world, studying part-time while working at a cafe to support her sick mother. But that night, someone jealous of her innocence, slipped something into her drink, turning her laughter into dizziness, her consciousness into a whirl of shadows and noise. When she stumbled out into the dark hall, her vision blurry, her heart beating like a trapped bird, she thought she was heading to the guest room Mia had offered her. Instead, she opened the wrong door, the one belonging to Adrian Hale, the cold, untouchable CEO of Hale Enterprises, and Mia's mysterious uncle. He had returned from abroad after years, known for his discipline, his detachment, and a reputation of never letting anyone close, a man with secrets carved deep beneath his calm surface. That night, as rain drummed against the glass walls, Adrian had been lost in his own torment. Documents spread across the desk, the ghost of his dead fiancée haunting him. When Alara fell into his room, half-conscious, trembling and whispering apologies, he thought he was dreaming too. Her scent like a forgotten memory, her presence oddly familiar, awakening something he had buried long ago. He tried to send her away, but when she fainted against him, feverish and afraid, instinct overtook reason. He laid her down, covered her with his coat, and told himself it meant nothing. But when her hand unconsciously found his, her lips brushed his in a desperate, innocent kiss, it felt like fate itself had crossed the line he'd drawn between himself and the world. The morning light shattered the illusion. Alara woke, horrified, realizing what had happened, even if she couldn't remember how. Adrian stood by the window, cold as ice, his voice steady but filled with confusion. "You should leave before anyone sees." She did, tears spilling silently, vowing never to let anyone know. But secrets never stay buried. Days later, gossip spread. Someone had seen her leaving his room. Mia's mother accused her of seducing her brother-in-law. Her reputation shattered overnight, and Alara almost lost everything: her job, her dignity, her only friendship. But Adrian, the man who was supposed to despise attachments, stepped forward publicly, declaring she had done nothing wrong. That moment changed everything. Rumors twisted into stories, and the media speculated about their relationship, dragging Alara's name through fire. To protect her, Adrian announced an engagement, a fake one, he said, just until it dies down. But each day of the pretense became more real than either expected. Alara saw the man beneath the armor, the way he'd lost his fiancée in a tragic accident that was never his fault, but for which he'd punished himself for years. Adrian, in turn, saw a girl who refused to bow to humiliation, who smiled through heartbreak, who healed everyone except herself. One stormy night, when paparazzi followed her home, he came for her, not as a CEO, but as a man terrified of losing her again. That night, he told her the truth. The fiancé who died looked exactly like her. It wasn't coincidence, it was destiny's cruel trick. Alara's presence had reopened his wounds, but her purity was healing them in ways he couldn't explain. She wept, thinking she was just a replacement, but he held her close, whispering, "You're not her. You're everything I never thought I deserved." Their world crashed again when Mia found out the truth, that her best friend had been with her uncle. Feeling betrayed, she exposed everything, and social media erupted. Alara left, unable to bear the hate. Adrian lost control of his empire defending her, and for the first time, the man who'd ruled the world realized what helplessness felt like. Months later, Alara disappeared completely. Rumors said she'd moved abroad. Others whispered she'd died. Adrian, hollow and broken, searched endlessly, until one evening, at a charity hospital, he found her, teaching art to orphaned children. She looked thinner, paler, but her eyes still held the same quiet strength. When he asked why she left, she simply said, "Because I didn't want to be your regret." In that moment, Adrian fell to his knees, something no one had ever seen him do, confessing everything. How he'd fallen in love the moment she kissed him that night, how he'd fought it, denied it, but could never erase her from his soul. The truth behind that drugged night also came out. Mia's cousin, jealous of Alara's closeness to the family, had planned it all, hoping to ruin her. The revelation shocked everyone, but it was too late. Too much had been broken. Or so everyone thought, until Adrian proved his love. He sold his company, donated his fortune, and opened a foundation for victims of injustice in Alara's name. Months later, at an art exhibition for his foundation, Alara arrived, holding a small painting of the night sky reflected in rain. "You can't keep atoning forever," she told him softly. "Love isn't about guilt." He smiled, eyes glistening, and said, "No, it's about finding light after losing everything." They stood there, two souls who had once collided by accident, now bound by choice. Their kiss wasn't one of desperation this time. It was peace, forgiveness, and destiny intertwined. Years later, people would still whisper about the CEO who fell for his niece's best friend, about the scandal that became a miracle story of love's redemption. But those who truly knew them would say, that night wasn't a mistake. It was fate's way of healing two broken hearts through a single innocent kiss. And as the last line of her diary would later reveal, Alara had written, "He was the man the world called untouchable, but to me, he was just the one who waited for my heart to find its home."